Have you ever bared your soul, shared your deepest fears, only to feel the sting of betrayal when those secrets were turned against you? In a world that glorifies vulnerability as the key to connection, what if this celebrated openness is a dangerous illusion? Ayn Rand, the fierce advocate of objectivism, warns that exposing your wounds can invite predation, luring those who thrive on your weakness. But there's a hidden truth beneath this caution, one that could redefine how you forge bonds. Stay with me, for Rand's philosophy might just save you from the predators circling in the shadows. Picture a moment where you've poured your heart out, believing your honesty will deepen a bond. You share your struggles, your doubts, expecting empathy. But instead, your confidant twists your words, using your vulnerabilities to manipulate or belittle you. The trust you offered becomes a weapon in their hands. Now, envision a different path. You stand resolute, sharing only with those who've earned your confidence, your strength intact, your connections rooted in mutual respect. One path leads to betrayal, the other to empowerment. Which will you choose? Ayn Rand's objectivism is a philosophy of unyielding individualism, where rational self-interest reigns supreme. It holds that your primary duty is to your own happiness, guided by reason over emotion. In this framework, vulnerability, laying bare your emotional wounds, can be a perilous act. Why? Because it presumes others will meet your openness with kindness. A gamble Rand's philosophy deems naive in a world where not all act with integrity. Yet, objectivism doesn't reject connection. It redefines it, advocating for bonds built on shared values and strength, not naked exposure. There's a deeper layer to this, and we're about to uncover why vulnerability might be a trap. As Ayn Rand wrote in The Virtue of Selfishness, the man who does not value himself cannot value anything or anyone. This stark declaration underscores that self-worth is the foundation of all meaningful relationships, a principle that cautions against unguarded vulnerability, which risks diminishing your autonomy and inviting exploitation. You've been there, opening up about a personal struggle, a fear of failure, hoping for support, only to find your words used against you. Maybe a colleague leveraged your admitted doubts to undermine you, or a friend shared your confidences to gain favor. These betrayals cut deep, echoing the warnings of Rand's objectivism. In a culture that pushes you to be an open book, have you ever felt that your vulnerability made you a target? The truth is, not everyone deserves your trust, and Rand's philosophy offers a shield against those who would prey on your openness. Why do you feel compelled to share your innermost struggles? Is it a genuine desire for connection, or a need for validation that leaves you exposed? Have you ever noticed how those who guard their vulnerabilities seem to command respect, while the overly open are often exploited? What if true connection doesn't require you to strip away your defenses, but to stand firm in your strength? These questions, rooted in Rand's uncompromising vision, demand answers that could reshape your relationships. Modern therapy culture, championed by figures like Brené Brown, celebrates vulnerability as the cornerstone of connection. Brown's TED Talk, viewed millions of times, frames vulnerability as courage, arguing it fosters intimacy and growth. Yet, Ayn Rand's objectivism challenges this narrative with a piercing clarity. In her view, vulnerability, especially when indiscriminate, can be a liability, inviting predation from those who exploit emotional openness for control or gain. In Atlas Shrugged, characters like James Taggart Manipulate others by preying on their guilt or insecurities, a tactic that thrives when vulnerabilities are exposed. Objectivism posits that your primary moral purpose is your own happiness, achieved through rational self-interest. Sharing vulnerabilities, if done without discernment, risks compromising this purpose by giving others power over your emotional state. Psychological research supports this caution. While vulnerability can strengthen bonds in trusting relationships, in asymmetrical dynamics, it can lead to manipulation or emotional abuse. For example, in toxic workplaces, oversharing can be weaponized to undermine credibility, a scenario Rand's philosophy anticipates. This contrast ties to broader concepts. In The Fountainhead, Howard Rourke's unyielding independence shows that true connection stems from mutual respect for each other's values, not emotional dependency. Philosophically, this echoes Stoicism's emphasis on inner resilience, where external judgments hold no sway. Rand's approach doesn't reject vulnerability entirely, but demands it be strategic, shared only with those who've earned trust through consistent, value-aligned actions. But there's a catch. How do you discern who's worthy? That's where the real challenge lies. Unrestrained vulnerability is a siren's call to predators. Imagine confiding your deepest insecurities to someone who later uses them to manipulate you. Your fears twisted to keep you compliant. Your doubts amplified to erode your confidence. This isn't mere betrayal. It's a theft of your autonomy, leaving scars that linger in self-doubt and mistrust. In a world where not all hearts are pure, exposing your wounds can chain you to cycles of exploitation, where your openness becomes their leverage. Rand's objectivism warns that without armor, you risk becoming prey in a jungle of hidden motives. Yet, there's a path through this peril. Ayn Rand's philosophy offers a blueprint. Share your vulnerabilities strategically, only with those who've proven their integrity. Before opening up, ask, has this person shown consistent respect for my values? Do their actions align with their words? Are they capable of honoring my trust without judgment? If the answer is no, keep your armor on. Cultivate inner strength through self-reliance, as Rand's heroes like Howard Rourke do, grounding your worth in your own achievements and reason, not others' approval. True connection, in objectivism, arises from mutual admiration of each other's rationality and integrity, not from bearing wounds. By choosing strength over nakedness, you forge bonds that empower rather than endanger. If Rand's vision has sparked a fire in you, if you're ready to guard your vulnerabilities and connect through strength, declare it below with "I choose strength." Share your story. Has vulnerability ever backfired on you? Subscribe for more philosophy and psychology insights that challenge the status quo and arm you with wisdom.